Welcome back, riders, to another week in the passenger seat. Woo! All right, let's go. So we didn't do a video last week, but don't worry, we're back in it again. Couple of things we want to mention. It's going to be nerd news today. Also, I have a couple things going on my other channel. If you want to go check it out, I'll leave the link down in the description below. Yes. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we always appreciate it. And with that being said, let's hop right into the nerd news. You know how we do. Let's go. I don't know if you want to start us off, if you want me to start off.
I think I have a way to transition. Let's see. Let me start off real quick. I don't got a lot of nerd news for you guys, so I apologize. I have some stuff saved here. All right, as you guys know, the new Masters of the Universe movie is being released soon. For those of you who are excited, just like me. But the Mattel, which is the owner of Masters of the Universe, decided to take something into their own hands, where they're going to release a mini series on YouTube, which called Masters of the Universe: Tales of Eternia, which is also kind of like they take off from the movie. It will be released June 19th. And there are 20 episodes. They're like 4 minutes long. They're like He-Man shorts, and they're going to be released on YouTube. Kind of like with how the same characters look like in the movie and stuff like that. Just like real quick for the fans. Don't know how long if they're going to release all 20 episodes at once, or they're just going to release it in weekly. That part hasn't been said yet. So for those of you who are fans, the other nerd news I have for you guys is this. I'm not the biggest fan of Rambo. I don't know if you are.
Not really.
Okay. So I got some news for you guys, and they're releasing a prequel to the Rambo movies called John Rambo. And fans are excited. You know, that's a prequel. They haven't seen a Rambo movie in a long time. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone's not going to do it because he's reaching that age. But fans, when they released who is going to play Rambo, fans got extremely upset. And that is Noah Centineo. So fans of Rambo are little because he doesn't look like the dude. He's not buff enough, and they don't see him as an action star and more of a comedy dude. So, but maybe playing Ken might prove him wrong.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess it's one of those things that big shoes to fill, right? Not necessarily everyone was, understandably not everyone's going to be too excited about it. But I think you just got to let the cards fall where they're going to fall and see, give it a fair chance. You never know. It might surprise you.
Honestly, like, not to offend the fans, but
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also because it's a franchise we're not really invested in, so we don't care as much.
True. But I'm happy for you guys. And the last piece of nerd news that I have for you guys is Activision has just made a new contract for Crash Bandicoot with Netflix. That means there's talks of a Crash Bandicoot TV series on Netflix.
Weird.
What that will look like has not been described. We don't know if it's animated, computer animated, a live action, which I doubt it, but I think it's going to be one of those like a Sonic show like that. I feel like that's what it's going to be like.
Right.
So for those of you who are big Crash Bandicoot fans, I hope you guys are excited. I never played the games much myself. I played it like once or twice. I was never the biggest fan, but I'm glad you guys are at least getting something after all these years. And it's Netflix. Netflix has some bangers. They hit some bangers sometimes, so high hopes.
Right.
High hopes.
High hopes. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, Crash Bandicoot is nostalgic. I don't know if it's nostalgic enough where I want to sort of see it turned into a series, but
It might be aimed for kids too. That's the thing. Like you might watch it and be like, "Yeah, this is way too kiddish for me."
yeah, but it's one of those things that why make it for kids when the kids don't really know who the Crash Bandicoot
Or
is.
maybe it's a way to introduce it to a new generation.
I guess. Anyways, let me
You know
roll
what's
on
funny
in.
is I
Huh?
found I found this piece of nerd news, but I thought that I could roll it to you because maybe it's old, maybe it's not, but I think it's my first time discovering it, and it was the Garfield thing.
Oh, the secret lair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I can mention that. I didn't really pick up that much information on it because I'm a dog person more than I am a cat person. So I wasn't interested in the
Nice.
secret lair at all. But I guess it is something worth mentioning, right? If you are a big fan of cats, secret lair did do a drop for cats. I don't know what it's called,
I
but
think it's called the best thing are cats or something like that.
yeah, something. I know they did like a poll to see what people preferred. It came out, cats on top, so that's wild to me. Um, but anyways, so they dedicated the secret lair to all things cat related. A bunch of cool art, including things with the Garfield IP. So yeah, I mean, if you're a big fan of Garfield, if you're a big fan
And
of
Felix the
Magic, that'll
cat.
be yeah. If you're a big fan into that, then it'll definitely be something for you to try to pick up. And I say try because this is going to sort of roll me into my next topic, which secret lair. So
Okay.
one of the biggest secret lair drops that we had recently was the Goblin Storm deck, and it was a little bit of a debacle because Wizards tried doing this thing where it was we're gonna limit it to one per person. I guess it was their way to try to fend off scalpers, but I guess they didn't account for bots. And
Oh.
let me just explain my process. Give me 1 second. Well, I can't show the label. Okay, so here it is. I'm not going to show the label because I don't want to be fucking targeted in any way. I don't think anyone would want to, but just in case, I just got my copy yesterday of the Goblin Storm deck. Yes, I was able to get one. Um, but I'll talk a little bit about because even though I got one, it is still a debacle. It's still something that we have to talk about. Um, they did this thing. They did a pre-queue first of all, where I think it started like at 12 or 9. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. No, was it? I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 12 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
And what happened was at 11, you could go in and sit basically in a pre queue, which basically you sat there, you had your place in line. Anyone who came in after 12 was going to be put behind that group of people. Now, the thing that was sort of threw me off is that you got into the pre queue, right? Let's say you got in 1 minute, you got in at 11 on the dot.
Uh huh.
Once 12 o'clock rolled around, you were in that first group of people who had, who was going to get put into another line, basically. So basically, what they did, they took the line of people who was in from 11 to 12 and they randomized it. And so in that randomized group, some people got like it could be the very last person who came at 11:59 with 59 seconds,
Yeah.
and that person could have ended up first instead of the person who came in at 11 on the dot.
Wow.
And that's crazy to me because
Yeah.
I understand the point of like randomizing in a sense, like to a certain extent, but I don't think it's the solution to the bigger problem. So you had people who got in at 11 and they were in the secondary queue after 12, and basically, because the thing is, you'll be in this waiting room and it'll tell you if the product is still available.
Yeah.
So they'll be there. Imagine getting there at 11 o'clock. It's now 12, I don't know, 30, because it told you it's going to take an hour for you to get in to make the purchase. And it says 30 minutes remaining until you get in. And then all of a sudden, oh, the deck is sold out. If I'm not mistaken, it's sold out in about 34 minutes or 38 minutes, something like that, in between those two times.
Shoot.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people who got to like the minute mark and it had sold out. And it's not great. Am I glad I got a copy? Of course. But it kind of sucks the way that they're sort of managing this. There's a lot of people saying they should just print to demand, but obviously it's a business. So you sort of
Yes.
gotta. Yes, it's corporate greed. Yes, it sucks, but they're the ones who make the product, and they're gonna put the rules that they want to put on it. If you don't like it, you could go make your own card game. And I'm not trying to shit on, the consumer, because I'm a consumer.
No.
I'm
I understand though. Like people do need to understand the business side of
right,
and I know that people do, and they're still frustrated even though they do. But it's one of those things where it's like, bro, if it was you, you want the money.
right,
You know what
right,
I mean?
right. So that's basically what it is. I mean, I'm very unfortunate for anyone who didn't get it. Now, this is another sort of thing that happened, which was really unfortunate. The artist for this, which, by the way, I need to clarify a few things because I was wrong. Wizard of Barge, which is the one who did the art for this, has never worked on Adventure Time, surprisingly, because the art is
That
pretty
looks so
similar.
much like it.
I know it's pretty similar, but no, that person has never worked on Adventure Time. Now, there was a sort of issue that happened because that person came out and said, like, "Oh, dude, basically, because this is what happened. The product sold out, and then they were reselling on TCG Player. The deck that cost 150 retail was selling for 700. So, and people were buying it, dude. There were purchases on TCG Player, 650, 700. It was nuts. I
I
think
mean, it's
right now for you to
basically
get a
turning
copy,
into Pokemon.
right? And I think right now for you to get a copy, it's like $400 on eBay, 420 somewhere around there. So it's sort of
Mhm.
ridiculous. You're already paying more than twice the amount of what the deck actually costs, almost 3 times. So it's a
Jeez.
little bit insufferable. So the dude came out and he was like, "Oh, screw this secondary market bullshit. You guys should go proxy your own." The problem that happened was a lot of people took that as, "Oh, he said we could proxy our own." So they basically took his art, they proxied them, and then they opened up shops selling the deck with his art. Um,
Wow.
yeah. And basically that kind of sucks, right? Because yeah, you can't get product. He was, the way I took it was, okay, you can I guess take his art and print it out, play for yourself, but don't be a dick. Don't go open up a shop and try to sell this to people. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's scummy, right? That's scummy.
Plus,
So yeah,
that's not really the definition of proxy, though.
right.
You know, proxy is at least in card games, you have to still have the original card.
Yes. And yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, you're
Well,
not going to
if you're
go. It depends, because you're not like, I think it's just about the setting in which you sort of do, right? One, you're not going to use proxies in tournament settings. You're just going to do it for casually playing with your friends. Two, because you say that, right? You have to have the original copy of the card, but there's cards that cost tens of thousands of dollars. You're not going to get a proxy and be like, "Oh, guys, I got a proxy because my $10,000 card is right here." Like,
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So, anyways, that was basically the whole debacle that happened with the Goblin Storm deck. Very unfortunate for those of you who got it. Great, don't be a scumbag and try to sell it at $700. Like, if you want to up the price because that's resale value, that's like the resale. Yeah, but don't try to like bleed people. You know what I mean? Like, don't
Yeah,
go
of
for
course.
7, 6. Like, I guess if you see the lowest and it's 400, maybe do like 400 is fine. 350, it sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't suck. All I'm saying is, if somebody got it and they're like, whatever. Anyways, let's leave that Goblin Storm topic behind. What other news do I have with Magic the Gathering? I think that's about it. Let's talk a little bit about the 2 horror movies that were upcoming after Obsession. Obsession was such a stellar movie that I think it left all the expectations too high and left all the other ones in the water. I haven't seen Passenger, and I haven't seen Backrooms, but I've heard
I've heard a
that,
lot about backrooms.
yeah, I've heard that neither sort of get to the level of Obsession. I heard Passenger was absolute dog shit. Based on what I heard that the trailer for Passenger did a lot more for the movie than the actual movie did. I wasn't really excited to see Passenger. I'm not going to go see it unless comes out on streaming services and I can watch it. The fact is, I saw the trailer and I thought it was weak. So I was like, I'm not really interested in the shit. I saw people hyped about it. I'm like, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't think it's going to be that, you know. So I skipped it. And then Backrooms, I was sort of on the fence about, and I've heard mixed reviews. So I heard mixed reviews about Backrooms. And so I don't think it's going to be one of those things I'm going to go to the theater to see. Honestly, I wasn't planning to go watch Obsession. I was sort of dragged into that, and I'm happy I was, because definitely, definitely surprised me. Definitely was fantastic. It's just luck of the draw, I guess. And yeah, that's essentially all I had to say. And yeah, if there's anything else, but I think we're covered, dude.
All right. Yeah, I guess I don't really have much to share. I did. The reason that we didn't record last week is because I went to an event with a couple of friends to help them out. It's called
Oh,
Card
okay.
Party. It was Card Party 4. The friends that I helped out is a team called Pokegachi. It's a husband and wife. If you guys want to check them out, they are on Instagram. Sometimes they hop on and whatnot and sell some Pokemon cards. It's all about the Pokemon for them.
Yes.
Went to that card party, and like Joseph was talking about with Magic, you sort of get to see the extremism of scalpers and sellers and the way the market works. And I don't mind helping my friends, but man, that world's not for me, dog. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do
Yeah.
it.
No, it's intense for sure. It's intense. But yeah, make sure to go check out Pokegachi. We'll definitely drop their link somewhere down here below. You can check them out as well if you want to pick up some Pokemon stuff. They're really good friends of ours, and we're happy to, shout them out. So make sure to go check them out. They're super great. They have amazing, amazing products, cards, things that you want to check out. If you want to check out slabs, whenever they're at the events, they do these great mystery sort of red envelope
Oh,
sort of
yeah,
deals, which
yeah,
are fantastic. So make sure to go check them out. Tell them we sent you. Doesn't matter. Just go check them out. Help them out. We'd really appreciate it. With that being
yeah.
said, thank you so much for joining us on the ride today. And with that, hope y'all have an amazing week, and we will see each other on the next ride. Till then, take care and peace out.
Peace.